Today, we're going to break down a really direct and honestly powerful blueprint for health. This isn't about some new fad diet or a crazy complicated workout plan. Nope. This is a super simple framework pulled straight from our source, and it's all about cutting through the noise to get to what actually works. So let's just dive right in.
Okay, wow, that's a heavy way to start, I know. But according to our source, this is not a scare tactic. Think of it more like a critical wake-up call. It's really just meant to highlight a simple truth, that the way modern life is set up by default, well, it's quietly working against our own biology.
So, what's behind this slow decay? Well, the source points to three core problems, and it calls them the three destructors. These are the sneaky, hidden habits that are just draining our energy and our vitality day in and day out.
First up on the list, and this one is probably the most common, is what the source calls sleep destruction. You know what this is? It's that constant chipping away at our sleep night after night. It's something that's become almost a badge of honor in our culture, right?
But I love how the source reframes this. We're not just losing a little bit of rest. We are actively giving up a biological superpower. Seriously, think about it. Sleep is when your body repairs itself, when your brain locks in memories, and your whole emotional system just resets. When you neglect it, you're literally choosing to operate at a fraction of what you're capable of.
All right, destructor number 2. This one's hiding in plain sight. Sugar addiction. And listen, the key word here really is addiction. This isn't just about enjoying a dessert now and then. It's about that compulsive cycle of cravings, the sugar highs, and then those awful crashes that just wreak havoc on our bodies.
And yeah, the source does not mince words. Slow poison. That language is intentionally harsh because it's trying to get across the cumulative damage. It's the inflammation, the metabolic chaos, and that constant energy roller coaster that just slowly but surely erodes our health from the inside.
And the final piece of this destructive trio? No movement. It's the simple, kind of sad reality that our lives have become almost totally sedentary. We've managed to engineer physical activity right out of our daily routines, from the car to the desk and then straight to the couch.
So to fight this, the source gives us a really simple and powerful benchmark, the 10K steps rule. Look, this isn't about training for a marathon. It's about bringing back a basic level of human movement that our bodies are literally designed for. It's presented as the absolute minimum, the foundation for an active life.
And this slide, this is where it all comes together so beautifully. Just look at this. It's a perfect mirror. For every single one of those destructors we just talked about, the source gives us a simple, direct, and totally doable solution. Sleep destruction? You fight it with 7+ hours of good sleep. Sugar addiction? You break the cycle by cutting it out on weekdays. A life of no movement? You solve it by hitting that 10,000-step baseline. See? Simple.
Okay, so we've laid out all the problems. Now, let's get to the most important part, the action plan. The source gives us a really elegant and, best of all, an achievable way to take back your health. This is the prescription.
And here it is, the entire plan, all on one slide. 3 simple, non-negotiable rules. You'll notice there's no complicated calorie counting here, no need for an expensive gym membership. It's just about mastering the fundamentals, day in and day out.
Let's dig in starting with sleep. The magic number to remember is 7+. The source is crystal clear on this. It's a non-negotiable minimum. It's the dose you need to activate that superpower of recovery and mental clarity. Anything less, and you're just leaving your best self on the table.
Now for sugar, the rule is just as simple. 0. Monday to Friday, the answer is just no. What's so great about this binary approach is that it completely removes decision fatigue. You're not debating, oh, should I have just a little? The answer is no. It creates this firewall 5 days a week that's strong enough to break the addiction cycle, but it still leaves you room for flexibility on the weekend.
And finally, our movement target, 10,000. Think of this as your daily medicine. It's the number that really shifts you from being a sedentary person to an active one. It makes sure your body is being used the way it was designed to be, every single day.
Now, following this plan, it's not just about dodging bullets or avoiding the bad stuff. No, it's about actively building a totally new, more vital reality for yourself. It's about the incredible positive changes that start happening when you finally get these 3 foundational pillars right.
So why bother with all this? Well, this slide right here is the payoff. This is what you're building. I mean, imagine having stable, all-day energy without that 3 p.m. crash.
a consistently better, more resilient mood, the long-term gift of a longer, healthier life, and that amazing feeling of mental sharpness and clarity that only comes when your body is properly rested, fueled, and active.
When you get right down to it, the source boils everything down to this one simple choice. Every day, with these small habits, you're casting a vote. You're either choosing the default path of slow decay, or you're actively, consciously choosing to build a life of vitality.
So, there you have it. The information is all here. The plan is simple, it's direct, and it is incredibly powerful. Just 3 habits. That's all it is. So the only real question left is the one right there on your screen. The blueprint is clear. When are you going to start building?